So how do we answer this issue? I mean, this is something new to us. Student loans perhaps didn't exist at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the time of the companions, and even the time of the great ulama in that fashion. Also issues such as buying houses and mortgage. Living in a society that some people, they say it becomes a necessity for us to survive in this society. You're going to have to buy a house with riba in this case. Or maybe opening a store in which you're going to have to sell something that it's haram. And they say for me it's something necessity. So how can we answer all these questions? And I'm sure there is so much also in the minds of so many people in regard to, does the Sharia have the flexibility to answer these kind of modern questions to us? Does our ulama, or did the ulama of the past, really left us a legacy by which we can use in the future, like in our time for now? The answer to this is absolutely. There's a huge misconception among people thinking that the ulama of the past, they just made everything so rigid and made everything so fixed that you cannot really use it in our time. They were very genius and they were very brilliant and very smart that when they formed Usul al-Fiqh, the subject of the theory of Islamic law, they made many different systems and they used many different instruments to help us living in our time in the 21st century to use these instruments. One of these great instruments we called al-Qawa'id al-Fiqhiyya, the maxim that governs Islamic law. When the ulama saw that the aspects of fiqh became so branched out and so dispersed in many different chapters of fiqh, they wanted to summarize that, so they codified the law in a specific way, like signatures, short statements but have very powerful meaning. Something like ad-darurat tubih al-mahdurat. Necessities permit the prohibited is one of these main and major maxims of Islamic law, what we call al-Qawa'id al-Fiqhiyya. And this is one of the qawa'id the ulama they use to see if this thing qualifies to be a necessity, so we allow it or not. So this is not the answer now to the question that we raised here about student loans or taking a house on mortgage or anything else. But they have the instrument that qualifies them to use these, to answer some of these questions. Also in subjects such as marriage, I deal a lot with marriage issues. Many women, they come and they ask if they are allowed to put specific conditions that are not necessarily sanctioned by the contract itself. Like they want her husband, for example, not to move her from her town. Or for instance, she wants to continue her education. Or she puts a condition that puts it there, and then after some time they decide, you know what, I don't want this anymore. I will waive this right. Can they take it back again? Well, there's another rule in Qawa'id al-Fiqhiyya that says, as-saqitu la ya'ud. Once you drop your right in something, you cannot retrieve that back again. So you be careful whenever you drop rights or maintain or actually put a specific right in this issue. Eventually, Qawa'id al-Fiqhiyya is one of the most interesting aspects of Usul al-Fiqh. And in our class, Decoded, inshaAllah ta'ala, we'll have a whole chapter on this particular subject. It's very intriguing and very interesting subject. And inshaAllah, it will open actually the horizon to see how we can use our fiqh and the law of the Sharia in general, basically, for Muslims. How can you use that in a modern time without any conflict with even the law of the land? So how can you do that? Qawa'id al-Fiqhiyya in Decoded will help answer the question, inshaAllah, tabaraka wa ta'ala.